Uproot from the past. Begin afresh.
Hi, Cancer. All right. Welcome to this place if you're new here. Welcome back if you are returning. So, you recorded on the same day as Gemini. They had a pretty in-depth conversation. Very deeply psychological. I feel like it touched on some real topics, and I feel like after having that discussion, after processing that, understanding there's choices in life, like it showed a lot of progression. So if you're working through anything hard, if you ever dealt with a narcissist, like whatever, maybe that would be helpful. It's your choice in life to go where you want to go, you know, to what you want to connect to or not. That's your choice. Okay, so let's jump in here. What do I see first? This Five of Cups keeps coming. Pretty ragged card, right? This has been through a lot. This Five of Cups. Something hard, huh, Cancer? Someone here is hurt, right? Sad. Then we have Ace of Swords, which is some hard truth, right? It's no easy feat to wield the sword of fate, right? Not that we're doing it, but like, let's change that sentence. It's no easy feat to wield this sword, to hold its weight, to hold it steady, to not have it rust, you know. And water, the Five of Cups, would make this rust, right? So I guess, Cancer, for you, whenever your body is stiff, then there's something emotional that you're not processing. Whenever the body hurts. Interesting. So there's a fire sign in the past, right? There's a person of the past, and I heard that song, like someone I used to know. Someone I used to know. So this isn't present. Well, let's keep going with it. Just a minute. I want to make sure I'm carrying, like, I want to feel balanced in this time. When this right side or left side feels heavy, feels like off. Pisces had that too. So let's see here, Cancer. So we're in a leather jacket, a black leather jacket, and a black scarf. So there must be something that's being mourned in this time. Okay, let's go over, Cancer. You're very emotional, and you remember emotionally very much, right? November time, a lot of people, it's a very transitionary month, right? A lot of people pass over in this time. A lot of things change in this time of year. So maybe there's some things that just need to be mourned. You know, I guess a lot of people are suffering in this time. You could be picking up on that too. But we talked about this last month, right? Maybe even years for you. Like, you have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself. And and I see like a birthday like party hat, like a pointy hat. Is that a dunce cap is pointy too? Interesting. Let's see what's going on right now. Where are you at right now? Oh, King of Swords. This is also a pretty beat. This card's been through a lot too. You get a lot of cards like that. There's a 1, 2, 3. So King of Swords. King of Swords is very clear. Okay, presently there's an ability to be able to see King of Swords is observant, right? It's not just looking at this King of Swords is present. Is very present. Look, it's wielding that sword, right? What did we say earlier? You have to be very strong to wield that sword, to hold that truth, to wired to do what you say. What's he looking at? Do not let anyone influence your mind. It's like the present position is, it shows me a strength of mind, but the challenge is also like the mind. Let me open up all your cards. What's going on in the mind? Okay. Well, message from Spirit. The advice is the brightest. Just a second. Where's this go? Let's leave it aside. Let me tune in a minute. So, Cancer. In silence, our heart knows the truth of the days and nights. It knows the secrets of the days and nights. Silence creates that. If there are things where your mind does things where all you need is silence to put you back into your center space. Some of you could be receiving really like intense information, or like, how do I explain that? That's not the feeling. Hold on, let me reword that. Well, someone's becoming stronger here. But as we become stronger, right, once we worked in this, it's almost 10 minutes in. It takes a second sometimes, right? 10 minutes ain't that long, but like here we are, and now we're in the positive, back in the positive of it, right? As it gets stronger, the battery gets lower because sometimes it takes energy to do that. So excuse me, I'll be right back. Right? What did we say? It's no easy feat to wield that sword, and that's what you have to do. Like, I don't even know if it's wielding it, though. It's just holding it. It's holding its position. Do not sway. Okay? Don't sway. Aries talked about that. Gemini talked about that. Libra talked about that. Do not sway. I heard, unless the path is always rocky, then don't sway. If it's always rocky, you're on the wrong path. If it's never rocky, you're kind of on the wrong path. But it should be less rocky at all points in time. Okay? So, sound like a bigger animal through the wind. So you've been learning about change. And you know what? For some of you, the mind is lying. Like it's not telling the truth. Because if you actually got into your feelings, remember, you're ruled by the moon. The moon rules over the mind. I don't know what technically rules over water. Maybe Neptune. I mean, you can connect the moon to the cycles of the water. But you can connect the pattern to any other thing that has a pattern and see how it goes together. Do you know what I mean? So Gemini's reading will be helpful. You know what, the Knight of Swords is your challenge, but the Knight of Swords, like, can't mess with the King of Swords. The King of Swords trumps the Knight of Swords. That's his kid. It's no big deal. It's like, you know, there's no authority there. It's just there's no way to combat. And this is you right now. This is whoever's here. This is a strong. Presently, this is what we got going on here. And the King of Swords is a person, again, knows how to make decisions. They're very clear. Maybe this is getting to a stage of not worrying about something. I heard so that more support comes near. It's almost like when a person realizes independently, like, look, okay, I can do this. Then what happens is, if for any reason there was a problem, even if it came out of nowhere, like a trouble or a stumble or whatever, then it's like there's help right there to just show up. And I heard again, don't let anyone sway like you by what they say. Maybe it's the degree of Scorpio that we're in right now, but this whole day has been like an undercurrent of the acknowledgement of what manipulation is. Like what, like covert kind of shit doesn't seem covert. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's obvious. 1414. It's like, yeah, it's so obvious, but we're not like afraid in my body. I don't feel afraid. I feel strong in my body. I feel like, okay, I can tell what that is, but I heard again, I'm not going to let, I heard don't try to change anybody unless that's you. No, you can't. I mean, can you like support by using, say, words to uplift someone's spirit, you know? Shed your light around? Yes, you can. But the changing part, Wheel of Fortune, in the lesson you've been learning, we're not in control of it. I guess there's some lesson about like being aware, and I'm even seeing the word control in here. It's just like, you can only control yourself. And I heard, be careful. What is it? Well, your next step is something to do with like the power of choice and like what's acceptable, what is wanted. If any of you are going through a time of grieving, like processing something deeper, that I guess as some move forward, there's something where, how do I explain this? This is your next step. I guess in some ways it's to say no to something. Maybe it's about not paying attention to certain feelings, or like paying attention to something. Wait a second. Oh, I just felt like we were talking to Sagittarius. Ten of Swords. You had this when we sat in the garden. There was the laundry on the wooden drying line. Do you remember? And we talked about like the dramatic people, the drunk people, the like draining whatever energy. It was just like you were at the end of a cycle and you were figuring out who and what. Six of Cups. Then it split the deck to the Ten of Swords and the Nine of Cups. It's just like it's pretty easy to figure out what feels good or not. Justice, right? Something that's erratic or something that's settled. Totally different energy. I heard, what do you want? And I heard someone say, get away from me. So some of that last sentence, the get away from me, is something that some of you are working on, tweaking your brain in relation to your fear, or like where you have worst case scenario kind of energy. Because there's something in the... Some of you are shaking out something. This is interesting. You're... Okay, for a lot of you, this is like inner child energy. Or again, when you were younger. Could be an old divorce you had. I don't know. Point is that there's something... There's some kind of epiphany mentally. Because if a person feels faithful enough to ask a tough question, I heard, to themselves, to be able to figure out, that's where the epiphany comes. And then the epiphany all of a sudden helps a person understand about like codependency or like abuse or like toxic kind of like this lack mentality, you know, something. It like... all of a sudden it's like that could be this usually doesn't work like this, but you've probably been doing this subconsciously for at least 5 years. I see that. Like if you're here and we're still having this conversation, there you go. Good job. So what happens is it's like, again, epiphany, and then it's like boop. You can actually jump, so you don't have to do this big loop-de-loo and go back into this like the emotional funk of something. You're just like, no, I ain't having it. It'll be like, oh, I heard wrong turn back there. And and you know, this is reminding me a little bit of Libra too, where it's just like, no, this is my this is where I sit. I am choosing to sit here. I heard I want to be here. So I guess for some of you in the future, part of what the next step is to consider, again, like if you haven't gone through the friend group, what makes you happy, your social circles, like some of you, if you're a very hermit-like person, it's like you got to get out and meet some people, because if you do, even if you're in have emotional good other relationships in your life, that's not going to feel that fulfilling. Someone needs more of something in a different way. And actually, you want to shake this out before I heard your birthday, because you don't want to have. I heard there's no need to have a bummer birthday. Why would we have a bummer birthday? No way. You're alive. Awesome. Happy early birthday, by the way. Yeah, it's awesome to be alive another year, to be here another year. You know, maybe it'll be 2, maybe it'll be 20. Maybe it'll be, I heard happy to be here. So I guess something doesn't have to be that serious, but this epiphany is pretty awesome, actually. I really feel like it's going to, because you know what? It's like, I heard, I don't know if this makes sense, but somebody will get it. It's like Saturn in Aquarius, like squaring the moon. I guess that could happen right now in the sky, 2222. Anyway, moving along. So, what you will be learning about, this connects to your next step. You have 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands is about communication. But when it first came out, it came out on the side. So, when that did, it showed me like, sorry, I always switch the camera around. I just am focusing on the cards. Point is this is being selective, and like, well, I guess it's a bit of that silence, but it's also being selective to an extent in, I heard how much a person is needing to respond, right? Remember, somebody that is calm, even this energy is a little, I do feel a little anxious. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of wind. So let's take a moment of silence. Oh, look how the tone just changed. We were so calm that I like almost mumbled my words. It became watery in a good way, right? Sagittarius energy, when I saw that earlier in your next step, which could very well have to do with now too. It's their reading talked a lot about Zen and quiet. Actually, both the Jupiter energies did, Sag and Pisces. So that may be very helpful. Quiet, right? Maybe it is no distractions. To some extent. Because what some of you are afraid of is death. So we have Scorpio energy here, I guess, Plutonic energy. In essence, this is about beginnings and endings. I mean, I guess some of you could be afraid of literal death, or somebody is that you know. But again, in Scorpio time, might as well process it, right? Maybe someone, again, is like sorted out their energy enough where they feel like they got some energy back into their body, feeling more confident, their mind's feeling more clear, especially I heard after this epiphany comes near. That may help a person to realize, like, again, more about communication or more about creation, and maybe there's more faith in a person's words. I mean, not like truth isn't being spoken, this King of Swords, the Knight of Swords, but like it's spoken in a different way. You know, Knight of Swords, if the challenge, I heard in a very mundane way, would be like somebody wants to talk shit. It's just like, I heard, haven't you been abused verbally enough in your life? Interesting. So, because if you're having any worries mentally, especially if it's about money or whatever, it's just like, it doesn't, the feeling is actually pretty solid. This is a person feeling, a Page of Wands is excited. Page of Wands is like feeling, because this is feeling excited, feeling like they want to learn. You know, it's this kind of, again, look at her face, right? And right now, King of Swords loves to learn too. I mean, I guess somebody, again, could have a bit of a rigid mind where if there's something that that a person feels like, well, I know this is the truth and there's no more to it, then well, I heard that's their own stubbornness. I would say a lot of you are healing through some relationship energy too. I don't know, again, if this could be like you as a child to your parent, or like as a parent to your child, or you're, again, somebody you were married to before. It goes somewhere else, even if there's something going on in this present moment. And feel like some new friends or like some new people are going to be presented to you. I also feel like because of the courage or something that you have endured and like sat with and like faced some kind of, there's some good shadow work here. So like, just a minute. It wasn't easy, right? We just got Tucker to even bring that up. Point is that I feel like there are some really stable who are your stable one-on-one relationships, and if those don't feel stable for some reason, it's going over who you can trust. There's the Ace of Swords again. And the most important, and again, Gemini's reading talked a lot about that today, is trusting yourself. I mean, we have to trust Spirit too. If you want, well, I'll take it back. You can trust Spirit too if you want to. But we have to also trust ourselves as an individual. Interesting. Is there anything else? I guess we can close with the Star. This is your message from Spirit as an overall energy and also advice for this. So this whole situation where we're talking about here is very healing, and it's shifting who you are as a person, you know? And I think it has a lot to do with your confidence. The thing you're going through now, when's the last time that happened? Like, what's the previous experience of that happening? Like, if you take the baseline thing of what you're going through, when's the last time this happened? And because we had a 3 before, we have the 3 of Swords now. Maybe go back one more time also. Now, last one, the one before. And with Sun card, I feel like it must be where there's light within all 3 of these. And I'm seeing like sunshine coming through a stained glass window. And there's like old polished wood. Ace of Cups. Strength. The strength of love. The strength of your clarity. Yes. Especially mentally. You wouldn't think that with Cancer. That would be more emotional. And you are a very emotional creature. But Moon rules over mind. You know, when you look at a person, if, like for instance, like when you're going to see, say, depression in a chart, you know, you're going to look to where the moon is. You know, if you want to know how the mind is working. I mean, go to Mercury too, but that's more of our expression of the mind, right? And if you want to go to someone's happiness, then you go to Jupiter and you go to the sun, right? The moon also has a part to do with that. Moon kind of connects to everything. There are 2 males that are in heaven. Like this is somebody that you love that's now in heaven. Or again, it's just like something's just a minute. Someone kept trying and trying and trying and trying something before. They tried every way. They even went, like, I heard, out of their way to help. But someone, like, something wasn't, someone learned a lesson via giving. Selflessly. 2 of Cups. 4 of Wands. Wow. So maybe this is just honoring those that are here no longer. You know? Especially that which you have a tight bond with. And I guess what's important too is how you'd like to define it now. Because there's something you're free of. Some of you, this is Ceres in your chart too. Or Demeter. The power of your mind, like so don't try to stop a feeling with this King of Swords. And wherever there's been pain and suffering, I don't know if this is psychological or mental, like, difficulty. I see great healing with that. It's like someone's healing through, maybe it's like kind of, a part of this has some manipulation in it. 5 of Wands, 5 of Cups. But you know, again, when we're bringing those kind of topics up, like my body isn't like, you know, it isn't, my heart isn't tight. I'm not holding my breath. We're not talking really fast about it. I don't feel hot, right? Go into that body talk. It's like, it's cool. It's just, again, it's like an awareness. Yeah, King of Swords. Which is actually, once whatever this epiphany is, look what happens. The Lovers and the Two of Cups. That's like a good, these are good spirited relationships. These are great clarity and love around choices. And oh, there's so many stories. I guess that's it. It's silent. I'm just looking at how beautiful this is. The Star and the Lovers, the Two of Cups, and the King of Swords. This could be very much healing an old love. This can also, it also shows me a beautifully spirited, again, like, I heard match made in heaven. Right, because this is almost like unexpected goodness, too. You know, it's like when a person wasn't looking, when they wasn't even like the trajectory. It's like, but I heard it, but it was in the circumference. Oh, Sagittarius is reading. Yeah, Sun and the Ten of Pentacles. Someone is so blessed here. Yes. I really feel like there's a huge shift in mentality, a huge shift spiritually, even in something having to do with, again, like relationships, communication around them, like, and again, those epiphanies. Okay. All right, I feel tuckered. Yep, we've used enough energy. All right, I hope this is helpful. I know it was a little bit long, but I could tell there was like a lot of layers to what was going on there, right? Because to reach the King of Swords again, you have to go through the 10, right? That's a big one. And you got to go through it a lot of times. So if this is the end of that cycle, oh my God, Cancer. I am creating a great cycle, right? Because you completed a great cycle, and maybe it's just disengaging energetically from that too. Right? I heard putting a new future into the new you, right? And Taurus talked a lot about this vision for the future, if you're curious about that. So Venus and Jupiter are highlighted for you. Maybe you want to look at those in your map too. All right. Love you so much. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you next time. Best of luck.